After 2 days, 2 full days of messing with lights and wiring, my Jeep Gladiator rear bumper is done, except for one finishing touch, which we're gonna do today. Okay, the bumper is done, except for one little touch. We're gonna get to that in just a minute. Let me tell you a little story. I got the bumper on. We're gonna sit down for this. I got the bumper on, and all was good. That really wasn't too bad. It's heavy, so it was a little bit of a struggle by myself, but not really too bad. Then came the lights, and of course, there are lights that I got with it, one there and one over there, that you have to wire up. Now, there are numerous ways that you can do it. I actually decided to just use the wiring harness that came with it, which has a switch that you put inside. Now, that switch is garbage, first of all. It's very weak. It rattled around. Might have been part of my problem. So I got everything wired, all tied up. You know, it's pretty simple. You connect positive to positive on the battery, and then you connect the other side to ground, and you're good to go, right? Now, let me say, the wiring kit or harness that came with the kit from Rough Country is not long enough for a truck, or at least not a Jeep Gladiator. I was probably short by right about 9 feet, something like that. So I had to splice in some wire. Now, that might have been where my problem was, because as soon as I flipped the switch, it blew a fuse. And it blew a fuse, and it kept blowing fuses. Now, my buddy Randall was over here helping me. He can attest to this if he comments, but we did take apart the connections that I made to splice in the wire. All of that looked fine. So it could have been a break in the wire, maybe grounded somewhere else. Honestly, when I was pulling the wire, I didn't pull it very hard, so it's not like I really could have damaged it. I mean, I didn't really get on it, so I don't think that was it. I think it was just a defective wiring harness. We did check the relay, by the way. I had another relay, the same kind. Didn't make any difference. So either it was the switch, which it could have been. Once you hit the switch, it grounded out, popped the fuse, I don't know. Or the wiring itself. Did check the lights. I can tell you the lights work. They work now. What I did, I went to Walmart, and actually picked up 2 wiring harness kits. I did that because I wanted to use the same wire. I kind of cannibalized one of the kits and spliced that wire in. The kit worked perfectly. I highly recommend, if you're looking for a wiring harness kit with an on-off switch or button, as well as 2 separate sets of ends to connect any lights up, they have a pretty good kit. At least it worked better than what I got with Rough Country. So the bumper itself, I love the way it looks. But I got to give thumbs down to Rough Country for providing a wiring harness kit that I'm guessing had a problem. Can't rule out it was me, I must say, but I really don't think so. So anyway, it's done. I'm going to fire it up in a minute. I'll show you what the lights look like. Again, there are many ways you can do this. Randall suggested hooking them up as reverse lights. So when you flip or rather shift into reverse, they would pop on. That's not a bad way to do it, but it's not the way I wanted it done. I wanted them switchable, so I did put the switch in, as I mentioned. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll show you the switch, and I'll pop them on for you. But I mentioned there is one other thing that I wanted to do, a finishing touch, and that, of course, is D-rings. I wanted D-rings on the back. It came with slots for D-rings, and of course, those replaced the tow hooks that were on the Mojave bumper. You can see lying right over there. So I'm going to sit you guys down. We're going to put these in. It's pretty simple. These actually came from Randall. He did, in the past, had given me some spacers. These are just rubber washers, if you will, to kind of keep it from bouncing around and making a bunch of noise. So we're going to put some of those in too. Then we'll tighten these on. Down the road, unless I can find them somewhere, I do have some little wire-like gadgets to kind of secure the pins so people can't steal them. I will be adding those. Either I'll buy some new or hopefully find the ones that I have. But for now, let's go ahead and get these on. You can see what they look like on the back of the truck. Okay, this is not a complicated procedure. You can get D-rings just about anywhere in about any color you want. These are orange, of course, to go with the orange theme on the Jeep Gladiator. the Mojave in this case. Now, the question always is, which way do you put them on? Screw on the outside, screw on the inside. For me, I think it belongs on the outside. Now, one thing I do want to see is how much space are we going to have. Looks like we might need maybe a couple of washers, one on each side. I think that might do it. We shall see. I'm going to go ahead and put them in, and hopefully they do what I'm looking to do, which is keep it quiet. They just go in around the pen, as you can see. That's not really complicated. And I might only be able to use one of the thick ones. See here in a second. Yeah. So let me mess with that for a minute. I'm not going to keep you on here while I try to figure out which spacer goes in, then we'll come back on. Okay, we've got them on. I did go with 2 thin washers on each side, so 4 per D-ring. And that's what the back of the truck looks like now. I think it's pretty cool. Now, is it going to stop all noise? Well, obviously not. There is a metal rod running through there, so there is going to be some. But it's not too bad. I think it's going to be fine. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pop the back lights on, let you guys see what that looks like. There you go, and I don't know if you can tell in the camera or not, but they are very, very bright. They should have no problems lighting up the rear when I really want to see what's behind me. Now, let me show you what I did inside. I'll show you the switch. You'll be able to see it's lit up. It's a blue LED. It is not what came with it. I bought a separate switch and added it. And I use blue because the other that I have, which is red, you can see there, are for the front lights. The ditch lights or driving lights, whatever you want to call them, that I put on the front. Those, of course, are in amber. Pretty easy install, except for the stupid wiring harness problem. It really wasn't too bad. Did take me about 8 hours to do the whole job because of that. Otherwise, it probably would have taken me about 4. If you count putting the bumper on, probably about 6-7 hours, I guess, to do the whole complete job by yourself. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. The bumper is done. It is a tubular style. I got it to kind of coincide with the tubular that I have on the front. Show you that real quick, as well as those lights if you haven't seen it before. There you go. This is the Rubicon 3-piece knockoff. By tubular, I mean it has the tube across the top, and those, of course, are the ditch lights or driving lights, whatever you want to call them, that I was talking about. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive rides all about the Mercedes-Benz, and Rob Motive all about Toyota Tacomas. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.